This is For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Brought to you by the Health Services Authority. Caring people, quality service. Visit hsa.ky.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health. 2 locations, Governor Square and Grand Harbor. Refill and transfer prescriptions online. Call 947-8900 or visit healthcarepharmacy.ky. Also brought to you by Cayman Medical Center, Cayman's most awarded private medical clinic.
And UHealth, International University of Miami.
World-class healthcare in the heart of Miami.
The Light Room, your holistic sanctuary for physical and mental restoration, repair, and rejuvenation. The power that made the body heals the body. 38 Pasadora Place, Georgetown. Find us online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
When I first started going to Healthcare Pharmacy, it was because it was convenient. But over the years, I continued to shop there because I trusted them. One day I was picking up my prescription, and the pharmacist noticed an over-the-counter medication in my basket. She said, "I hope that's not yours. It will interact with your prescription." And I thought, wow, thank you. Trust is so important when it comes to your health. Healthcare Pharmacy with 2 locations, Grand Harbor and Governor Square, where they care about my health.
In today's world, stress is a constant, and our bodies feel it. We live in a near permanent state of fight or flight, where survival takes priority and healing has to take a back seat. But true recovery happens when we slow down. That's when digestion improves, inflammation lowers, and the body begins to repair on a cellular level. Because healing isn't just about doing more, it's about allowing stillness and deep rest. The Light Room facilitates this. Make time to rest, time to heal. Your body knows what to do. Find us at thelightroom.ky or in Pasadora Place. We now offer full body red light therapy as well.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
Hello and welcome to For the Health of It. In the studio with me today is Chief Administrator from the Cayman Islands Breast Cancer Foundation, Miss Beverly Edgington. Hello and welcome to For the Health of It.
Hello and thank you for having me, Tara.
And we're going to be talking about the Breast Cancer Foundation, its various programs. Well, a new program.
Yes, I'm going to talk about 2 new programs that we have that we're running out for the end of this year and into 2026, which are for Everything Left Unsaid and also our Stepping Strong programs.
So these sound exciting, but before we get there, October is like, I don't know, on like a freight train on us.
Yep.
And October is...
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I do want to point out to everybody that a little bit like a puppy isn't just for Christmas. Breast cancer is not just for October. And so everything that I'm going to describe to you, we do all year round, 365 days a year. But obviously, October is our month. You'll see a lot of pink washing. There'll be pink, and the community are supporting us, which we're obviously eternally grateful for. And any awareness is better than no awareness. So, yeah, October is just around the corner, and I'm really only 35. I just look like this because October's around the corner.
You have made this into your life's work.
Yes, I have.
Why?
As the mother of 2 young women, women's health is incredibly important to me. And unfortunately, with cancer in general, all cancers, we're seeing people being diagnosed younger and younger. And so I've made it my mission that every woman and man in the Cayman Islands will become aware of breast cancer. They'll be aware of the signs and the symptoms, and they'll also be aware of lifestyle changes that you can make. But we need to be educating the young, to be telling them the lifestyle changes they need to be making from the age of teenage years. And it's no different to what the Chief Medical Officer is rolling out, that the Ministry of Health is rolling out. What's good for the chest is good for the breast. What's good for the heart is good for the breast. To avoid diabetes, the rules are still the same. And 30% of breast cancer can actually be avoided through lifestyle choices. So that, I suppose, being the mother, as I say, of young women, I don't want them to become one of the 1 in 7.
Wow. Well, thank you for letting our audience know what the woman behind the Breast Cancer Foundation and the passion, what drives you. Because I think sometimes we don't understand what drives us in that.
Yeah. I think when you become a member of the wellness team, a member of our wellness program, a lady really summed it up to me. So she goes, it's like a girl gang that you don't choose to be a part of. It's not where you choose to be, which is somebody that has breast cancer. But once you're part of that girl gang, actually you don't want to leave, because we're there to support you. And we support you way beyond your diagnosis and your treatment. Once you're part of us, we don't let you go. We're there for you whenever you need us. And it could be in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, 15 years' time, but you know that we're there. And again, I think that it's not just me, it's the whole team that are incredibly passionate about what we do. You can't do what we do, and you can't work for an NPO, I don't believe, unless it's more than just a job.
Yeah, it's like me when I work for the Cayman Island, but I work for the Compass. I think by the time I left, I did a cost analysis of my timesheets versus the amount of hours I put in. And I think I was being paid something like 50 cents an hour.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that, and you cannot pay someone to do that.
No. You it's not a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday job. If somebody rings at 10 p.m. on Saturday, myself or a member of the team will answer the telephone, because that might be the time that the person needs us. And so we're there for them. I mean, obviously we try to take a break. We do try to disconnect. Working in an environment where you're dealing with what could possibly be a life-shortening disease all day, every day. But for anybody that knows me or knows my team members or has been into the foundation, we're incredibly positive. We're incredibly upbeat. We all have our down days, but we try to fuel it with tea and biscuits. Actually, it was carrot cake today, but yeah.
So let's get back to everything left unsaid.
Yeah. So this came out of a couple of conversations that we had with some of our ladies. It's a radio campaign and an awareness campaign that we're rolling out. Thank you very much to the generosity of a private company, Invenio Global, who have supported this, and we went to them. And it is for those conversations which are really difficult to have. And every advert that you hear is actually a conversation we've had. So the first one was a mother saying to her daughter, "How are you?" And the daughter saying, "I'm fine," which is a standard answer. And then the daughter saying, "How can I tell you I'm petrified? How can I tell you how scared I am?" Because as a daughter, you don't want to let your mother know that. Another advert that we have is a man leaning over towards his wife where he says, "I love you." And she says, "How can I tell you I'm exhausted? It doesn't mean I don't love you, but I can barely put one foot in front of the other." So it's all those conversations that are so difficult to have. But we've equally got upbeat ones, which is, how do I say thank you? How do I say thank you to the nurses? How do I say thank you to the doctor? How do I say thank you to my next door neighbour who dropped me a dinner off?
So these are obviously with people who have cancer.
Yes.
And in the case with the mother or the daughter, which one has
the daughter? So the mum asks, how are you? And the daughter doesn't want to tell the mum how she really feels because the mum's already worried, sick because her daughter. We have another one, which is, Mummy, where's all your hair gone? How do you explain to a 5-year-old chemotherapy?
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it's all those conversations. And what's really lovely about it is this weekend that's just gone, we participated in the Cayman Islands Cancer Society's health fair. And we actually created something called the Unsaid Tree. And we had cards and we had conversation cards which ask those questions, which is, and it doesn't have to be anything to do with cancer, which is, what's the one thing that you wish you'd said? And I was joking, saying, you know, maybe I wish to say, you know what, your backside does look big in those jeans. You know, that's something I wish I'd said to somebody. And the tree is now covered in these notes. But what was really interesting is watching people take the time to think about what they wish they had said and the emotional release. We had one gentleman who I could see it really moved him. And he was in tears, and I went to speak to him. He said, no, that's moved me more than I thought I would be able to. And then on Monday he messaged me and he actually said that he went home and he talked to his wife about what he'd written down, and he'd never had that conversation with her.
Oh,
so
beautiful. It's
really, really moving. And it's, you know, this is us being able to help the whole community. It doesn't just have to be somebody or something to do with breast cancer. So we're very excited about our Unsaid Tree, which you'll be seeing around the island.
Yeah, and that, as a life and leadership coach, I work with a lot of people who, one of the questions I actually now ask, what are you saying that you aren't saying?
Mm.
What would you like to say that you aren't saying? Because Cayman has that way of they don't want to burden people. They either feel it'll be too aggressive or, in this case, too emotional.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't it be nice to hear that?
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right. What about somebody that's been here 6 years on a work permit and they've been diagnosed with breast cancer, and the thing that's left unsaid is, am I going to lose my job?
Wow, yeah.
That's another one. Am I going to lose my job? When this is all over, will I, and I'm better, will I still have a job? You know, but you're too frightened to ask that question, because what if they say no?
Mm-hmm.
Which, so you don't have that conversation. And we have a very safe space within the foundation for you to be able to come in and talk through everything that's left unsaid, because we've probably heard it before. We can provide 2 ears to be able to listen, which I think is incredibly important. We provide a safe space for you to be able to have those conversations. And also remember that as part of our support groups, we also have trained counsellors and therapists that support us. So if we really are concerned, we will send the patient to see a counsellor, and it may not be the patient, it may be their caregiver, it may be their child, everyone else that's around them. And I believe that one of the cards I did read was, now I believe it would have been a partner, and what was left unsaid is, why did nobody ask me how I was? Which is another really big thing, because of course naturally you ask how the person who's sick is, but what about the person who's supporting them?
Yeah.
So it's a phenomenally powerful program, and I think we want it to show people everything else that we do, not just awareness and not just vouchers in October, which obviously we don't just do in October, but we're very proud of this program.
So it's important to launch because of the emotional journey, or
the emotional side, the spiritual side. It's a lot more than it's much more than a physical journey. Any disease. It's not just breast cancer here. We're talking about, any life-threatening disease or life-shortening disease, and how important those conversations are. But you and I have had that conversation before, how important being open and honest with yourself and with the others around you who love and support you.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine a society where, or a community where you could just normalize, even though they can be emotionally charged, but think about leaving something left unsaid. What if I had said, this, I wish you were well and we could do this, or my feelings aren't being met, or my needs aren't being met.
Yeah. Those are all the type of things that we're seeing. We, what I think when we were creating the adverts, the radio adverts, one of the things that came up was, Alan in accounts says, "Oh, you're back at work, you must be better."
Yeah, because that's an assumption.
Because that's an assumption. If you're back in work, then you must be better, and
wow.
Maybe you've just got you've got kids and you've got to put food on the table. That's why you're back at work. But better, no.
Yeah.
It can take a year, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
What impact are you hoping that it will leave?
I am hoping that the impact is that people have open and honest conversations. And if they still struggle to have those open and honest conversations, that they come to us, knowing that it's a safe space for them to have those open, honest conversations. And if they want to scream and shout or cry or laugh, then that's what they can do within the safe walls of the foundation. I want people to be able to have that conversation.
And I love how you said before, it's not just the person who has it. I think the whole family, in a sense, has cancer too. It's not, they might not have the actual disease, but everybody's affected by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not just Tara, it's
yeah,
everybody, even my friends, right?
Yep.
Would be.
Yeah. And think about grief and losing someone. And then you go, I wish I'd told them I love them more. Or I wish I'd asked them about their childhood. I'm just, again, you and I have had these conversations. We've both lost a father that we were incredibly close to. And now I can sit back and go, why did I not ask Daddy that? Damn, why did I not ask him more about his childhood? Or, when he went off on one of his stories about his childhood, why did I roll my eyes and go, oh, not again, I've heard this before. And I think, again, so some of it is from my own personal experience of, I wish I'd, I'd sat down and, but it can be anything. And I think that's what I love about this. Although we are the Breast Cancer Foundation, and although we are, that's what we do and that's who we are, this is for the whole community, because everybody has got something that they wish they'd said.
Yeah. And I love how you're looking not just at you're looking at the whole person. You're looking at the vouchers. Yes. You're looking at the hair. You're looking at they come into the office and they get support, the financial support.
Yeah.
You just severely neglect the emotional side. We're uncomfortable with it.
Yeah. And that's something that we're not uncomfortable with at the Breast Cancer Foundation. And it's something we're incredibly proud of the fact that, if anything, that's what we put first. It's a holistic care. It's the whole body care. It's looking after mind, spirit, emotional, financial, medical. And sometimes people say to me, well, what does your wellness program offer? And I say, well, what doesn't it offer? Because it's so individualized. It's not a tick list. You don't come in and we'll go, oh, Tara's in, we're going to give her 1, 4, 7 and 9. Today. We might give you everything that's on the list. We might give you one thing that's on the list, and you may present something to us where we go, just leave it with us and let's see. I make it my mission to be able to go out and find whatever it is that you need. For example, if you're going through chemotherapy, there's a possibility that you may get ulceration in your mouth and in your digestive system. You might not be able to hold everything down. So we work with a green juice company to supply green juices whilst you're going through chemotherapy. And we had one lady who just couldn't even stomach those. So we went out and we sourced coconut water. Just rang around till I found a supplier and just said, I need like 5 gallons of it. And why? Because there's sufficient electrolytes and minerals in it. And we delivered it, and the woman was just like, I can't believe this. And we said, well, we want you better, and we want you strong. So
that's care.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We genuinely care for each and every one of our ladies.
And men.
And men. We have 3 gentlemen that we're currently supporting. One is a 20-year survivor, and he called in the other day for a mammogram voucher, an ultrasound voucher, and he's doing fantastically well. And then we have 2 other gentlemen, one of whom has breast cancer for the 2nd time as a reoccurrence. So, 3 gentlemen that we support.
That's amazing. And I hope that the women out there hear that and will encourage their husbands.
The gentlemen in your lives need to check their chest as well. And they check it exactly the same way as a woman checks hers.
So you heard that on For the Health of It. Is there anything else that we should touch on about that everything left?
No, I think that I would just encourage anyone that's listening to stop and think and ask themselves that question. Who have you not said something to? And, write it down. Get it out of your heart and onto a piece of paper. It's quite cathartic.
I love that. So, Stepping Strong. Is that like, are you starting a stepping program?
I wish. So incredibly, our 2 big new supporters for Stepping Strong is Stepping Stones, and we are their community awardee of the year. And what we noticed last year is we looked at we've got a lot of data, obviously, and the average age of the woman that was diagnosed in 2024 was 47 years and 10 months. Now, everyone thinks this is an old lady's disease. It isn't. Globally, people are getting younger, but the average age globally is 64. And in the Caribbean, it's 57. And in Cayman, it was 47 years and 10 months.
Wow.
So a lot younger, scarily younger. Now, we could, and we would argue, we have an unbelievable wellness campaign, an awareness campaign, and nobody needs to go without a voucher, a mammogram or an ultrasound voucher, because as long as you have a referral from your doctor, you can come to us. So that will be one side of it, is the fact that we have this unbelievable program. We also have unbelievable medical support here in Cayman. I can't stress that enough. But it is concerning that it's 47 years and 10 months. And if you think that's the average and there's women in their 60s and 70s being diagnosed, it makes you realise there are women also in their 30s being diagnosed. And so what we had to look at was our wellness programme and what we offered, because what we offer to a 65-year-old woman is very different to what you'd offer to a 35-year-old woman. And Stepping Stones have come on board to help support that. So we are looking at things like fertility, monetary planning, going back to work, possibly retraining, support with younger children. So, you're doing all your chemotherapy and your radiotherapy and you're really, really tired, but you've got small children. So we've reached out, and there are some amazing after school clubs that are supporting us, some summer camps that have supported us to be able to give the mums a break. Also things like beauticians that will show you how to do your eyebrows, will put eyelashes on. Obviously we have our amazing surgical support room, and we've got all these different wigs, but we've even brought in different wigs because younger women want something maybe a bit younger and jazzier than the older woman. The underwear that we've purchased, it's amazing what you can purchase now for post-mastectomy, but it might be a bit lacier and a bit, just younger. So we've looked at the whole program and said, right, how can we switch this up? And we also tried to put the younger women all together in a support group. So that's what our Stepping Strong program is. So if there is anybody out there that's listening that is, I'm never one to turn support down, but if there's anybody out there listening that would like to be able to support this program, we're always looking for new ways to be able to support these people. And we've got a couple of younger survivors in their late 30s who have obviously gone through all their treatment, done their radiation, come out the other side, and so they've put together and they're running the support groups because it's just a different, a woman who's 65 may be coming towards the end of her career. She might be, her children have left home, her children could cook her dinner, could take her to her appointments. If you're 35, you've probably got a 3-year-old that asks you the question that goes back to our other thing, which is, Mummy, where's your hair gone?
Right.
And how do you explain that to a 5-year-old without scaring them?
Yeah.
Why is mummy on the sofa and not chasing me around the garden? Why is mummy tired all the time? Why is mummy pale? Why is mummy throwing up? Why is mummy losing weight? Why is mummy not picking me up? Because after a mastectomy, you can't pick up anything heavy. So we've created the Stepping Strong program, and our guest speaker this year was 29 when she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
And when is that?
So that is Saturday, the 4th of October is our gala. But Raquel Cochen, who is our guest speaker, has actually agreed to stay on, and we are hosting a breakfast with her the next day, which is Sunday the 5th at the Marriott, and there are some tickets for the breakfast still available. If you go to the breastcancerfoundation.ky, click on events, you'll be able to buy a ticket. $75, but you get to have an amazing breakfast and spend time. But Raquel was 29. She's an international rugby player. She tore her meniscus and had a CAT scan, and during the CAT scan they spotted breast cancer. Wow. She has had a double mastectomy, and she's just back in Brazil right now, having played in the Women's Rugby World Cup in London for Brazil, so at the highest level of your sport at the age of 33. So in that 4 year, within 18 months, she was back playing. And we feel that she epitomises everything that this programme is, which is there's life after breast cancer. She even jokes that her teammates said to her, well, are you going to run faster now you've got no breasts? And so she said that she went, well, I'll prove them that I will come back even stronger.
So she does run fast.
So she does. She's streamlined is what she says. But we're very excited to have her come down. She's going to go out to CF school and talk to the children there. And also she's very kindly agreed to go to Cayman Islands Rugby Club, and she's going to coach the women's team, and she's going to coach the teenager under 15 team as well. So, you know, this is a guest speaker that we love. You know, she's not just flying in, speaking and attending the gala. She just was like, I want to meet as many people as I possibly can.
Okay. And the gala, I guess, is sold out.
Gala is completely sold out. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, I'm incredibly lucky, and it's sold out year on year. So literally, we probably have 3 tables in January. That's all we have left, because people just go, please, I want a table again next year. Okay. So we're very lucky. But that's why I wanted to do this breakfast, to say, well, look, you'll still hear the speaker, and you know, you'll be able to support us, but a lot less money. Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to tell?
I would just like to stress to everybody that self-awareness is the key here. You need to know your own body. You need to do regular self-breast examinations only once a month. That's all. You don't need to do it any more regularly than once a month. A few days after your period finishes, or if you are a male or a female that doesn't have your period, then on the 1st of the month, or just choose a date. I think when I was with you last, I think we said payday, because it's a grown-up thing to do. Self-awareness is key, and early detection saves lives. If we catch the breast cancer at stage 1, you have more than a 99% survival rate. That is as close to a cure as you'll ever get.
For true, yeah.
Yeah. If you catch it at stage 2, there is more than a 97% survival rate now. This is no longer a death sentence. But you need to know your body. And if you have any questions, you go to your GP, you go to your general practitioner, you go to your doctor, you tell them, and you say, I want a mammogram, or if you're under the age of 40, I want an ultrasound. If your insurance doesn't cover it, if you have no insurance, or if your insurance is maxed, bring that referral to us. Not 365 days a year, it feels like it, but we are there Monday to Saturday. We're now open on a Saturday, and we will give you a voucher. So there is no cost, and everything I've talked about, there's no cost. So we're internally grateful for the private sector's support, but there is no excuse in the Cayman Islands not to have a mammogram or an ultrasound.
Very nice.
No excuse at all.
What are the exciting things? Before you started this interview, you said, I have 47?
Yeah, 47 presentations.
In 31 days.
Yep. I got 3 on one day, I think.
I'm sure she's going to work on Halloween.
I will do, because it's the last day of October. But maybe not in the evening. So yeah, we have we support the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, and they support us. So they have an awareness event in every district. So we're there. We're in the BRAC, also doing awareness alongside the Cancer Society. We're doing presentations in government, in most of the large corporates and some of the smaller ones. If you're listening and we're not doing a presentation at your company, please reach out to the Breast Cancer Foundation. We may not be able to fit you in October, but there is another 11 months that we can come and see you. Church groups, sports groups. We're presenting to the Cayman Islands Women's Football Association. We've presented on a netball court. We're also presenting to the women's cricket team this year. And then in November, we are doing a 24-hour pickleball-a-thon, which has never been done here in Cayman before. So again, if you play pickleball, reach out to us, and it's a sponsored pickleball event. You don't have to play for 24 hours yourself unless you're completely crazy. But a team of 8, which means you pay 3 hours over a 24-hour period as a fundraiser, because you can hear everything we do, but to do everything we do costs money, so we have to fundraise continually.
About how much does it cost? Do you mind?
To run the Breast Cancer Foundation, just under $1 million a year.
And you support, you don't just do vouchers, you do
financial support, the bras, the wigs, the prostheses. Having breast cancer is really expensive. Swimsuits, we have swimming prostheses as well, so they're not heavy. We do yoga, we do mindfulness, we do arts therapy, music therapy, support groups. Source coconut water, green juices, organic vegetable bags, vouchers for all of the supermarkets, take you to your appointments. And then obviously we provide financial grants. So if you can't afford the copay on everything, you apply to us for a financial grant, and we supply that as well. Oh, physiotherapy, exercise classes. Like I said, the list just goes on and on and on. When you have chemotherapy, your nails can turn black and lift off, so we'll send you to get to a specialist place for your nails, microblading for your eyebrows, eyelashes. We work with several amazing hairdressers on island, so even if we supply you with a wig and it's not quite right, we can send you there and they'll do your hair for you. Watch our social media. So for the month of October, every single day there'll be a portrait which has been donated by an amazing photographer on island, Dara Keenan, has taken 31 portraits of 31 people. So it's not all women who either have it currently or going through, or, at different stages. And I've seen the rushes and they're unbelievable.
Well, Beverly, it sounds like you all have a heck of a program, and we're very grateful for your passion, and of course the Breast Cancer Foundation for doing all that you do.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, I just would say thank you to everybody that supports us. Every dollar counts, so if you want to go to our website and make a donation, we'd love it, or come down and volunteer with us. I want to thank you, Tara, because we need to be able to have people like you that are supporting us, and you and I have maybe another quite special breast cancer awareness event that we're going to plan in October as well. So I'll let you announce that to everybody, but we're going to work on that together, because as far as I'm concerned, anybody and everybody needs to be heard, listened to, and be allowed to say what's unsaid.
Beautifully expressed. Thank you for listening to For the Health of It. You've been listening to Beverly Edgington, the Chief Administrator at the Cayman Islands Breast Cancer Foundation. We are moving you to the life you want.
When I first started going to healthcare pharmacy, it was because it was convenient. But over the years, I continued to shop there because I trusted them. One day I was picking up my prescription, and the pharmacist noticed an over-the-counter medication in my basket. She said, "I hope that's not yours. It will interact with your prescription." And I thought, wow, thank you. Trust is so important when it comes to your health. Healthcare Pharmacy with 2 locations, Grand Harbor and Governor's Square, where they care about my health.
In today's world, stress is a constant, and our bodies feel it. We live in a near permanent state of fight or flight, where survival takes priority and healing has to take a back seat. But true recovery happens when we slow down. That's when digestion improves, inflammation lowers, and the body begins to repair on a cellular level. Because healing isn't just about doing more, it's about allowing stillness and deep rest. The Light Room facilitates this. Make time to rest, time to heal. Your body knows what to do. Find us at thelightroom.ky or in Pasadora Place. We now offer full body red light therapy as well.
There's nothing more important than your health, and seeking expert healthcare with physicians you can trust is what you deserve. UHealth, the University of Miami Health System, offers peace of mind to you and your family with a first-class experience. Our patient coordinators assist with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. As South Florida's only academic-based health system, UHealth offers cutting-edge treatment, compassionate care, and life-changing results just a flight away. Learn more at umiamihealth.org/international.
This is For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Brought to you by the Health Services Authority. Caring people, quality service. Visit hsa.ky.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health. 2 locations, Governor's Square and Grand Harbor. Refill and transfer prescriptions online. Call 947-8900 or visit healthcarepharmacy.ky. Also brought to you by Cayman Medical Center, Cayman's most awarded private medical clinic.
And UHealth, International University of Miami.
World-class healthcare in the heart of Miami.
The Light Room, your holistic sanctuary for physical and mental restoration, repair, and rejuvenation. The power that made the body heals the body. 38 Pasadora Place, Georgetown. Find us online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, No Cayman, Cayman Bright. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman